Recently, there was a guy in the hospital and his room was too cold. That was it. Like, obviously, he was sick. He had a reason to be in the hospital, but his room was too cold and he was cranky. He was complaining about every single thing, not just his room, but everything. Like the care, the food, the nurses, every single thing that he could complain about, he was complaining about. Every single thing. Well, he got moved to a warmer room. Like, it was the same view, the same nurses, the same care. Everything was the same except for the temperature of his room. He had a room that had a thermostat that worked. And he was a totally different man. He wasn't complaining about everything. He was smiling. He was happy. He was thanking the nurses. It just took one thing, just one. And it was a really simple fix. It was the temperature of his environment. And he was better. I mean, clearly, he's in the hospital still. So he's got, he's still got some healing to do. It totally changed everything. Just one thing, just the temperature. So today, my question for you is, what is one simple thing that needs to change for you that would change everything? So it's summer, it's hot and humid outside, and sometimes we get cranky with that. So it could be a temperature thing for you. But what is it? Is it your stress? Is it your sleep? Is it your nutrition? Only you can answer. Only you can. And it might be a combination. It might be. Like today, I am leading preschool, vacation Bible school, or day camp, whichever you want to call it. Same thing. And so today I had 13 little preschoolers and I had a whole army of helpers. So that's good. But I'm in charge. So planning, and I had help to plan. Hi, Auntie Jan. I had help to plan, which was good. And I have helpers in the room. But 13 preschoolers, I'm not used to that. It was a lot of, it's just draining. Like I come home and I need a nap. So for me, I come home just exhausted. But I was like thinking, like I wasn't physically active more than normal, although I was, chasing kids and running around. But I was constantly thinking, what's next? What do I need to do to keep these kids engaged? What do I need to do to make sure they're learning, to make sure they're safe? Are we getting everything done? Are all of the helpers, do they all have a job? Because if you're just like standing around doing nothing, you don't feel like you're helping and you don't want to come back the next day. So it was a lot of thinking and it was a lot of keeping all these kids entertained. And it was an early morning. We had to be at the church, leaving for the church about the time I usually get out of bed. So a little bit earlier. And 2 nights ago, I slept like horrible. So I was tired physically, the brain part working really hard. Being around people, which I love people, I care very deeply about every single person, but yet being around a whole bunch of people, it just makes me tired. That's just the introvert in me. I like people, I just get tired. So I came home and I needed a nap. For me, it was a lot of things that, I needed to be recharged. Once I got up from my nap, I was better. So for me, it was that rest. So I want to show you. You see my logo all the time because, well, it's there all the time. And it looks like a flower. Somebody asked me earlier this week, why this logo? This is old notes that I had. And I told her, it's because there are 5 pillars of your health. There's the physical, there's the emotional, there's the spiritual, there's the nutritional, and there's the environmental. Every single one of those is super important, and if any single one is missing, it's not okay. So in this flower, in the case where this patient said his room was too cold and it changed everything, and that just wouldn't look right, right? It's just not right. I can't get it covered up. Okay. It's just not whole. At a quick glance, you know there's something wrong. And we can do that with any part of this. If there's something wrong with your nutrition, again, you're going to take a quick look at that and you're going to say, oh, something is wrong because it just doesn't look right. With our health, it's harder to take a quick look at it because we're deep in it. It's that you can't see the forest for all of the trees thing. We're deep within our own health. We can't see it. Sometimes we need outside help. And that's what I do for coaching. This person who asked me about my logo, she also asked me, what made me different. We were talking about my website. My website is going to get an upgrade. I'm so excited because I have new headshots and she's going to make it pretty. And yeah, so she's asking me, what makes me different? And there's a lot of health coaches out there. And right now, if you go to my website, there's a, what is it? The healthy food for busy people. I can't think of the title exactly right off the top of my head. And I said, I have other opt-ins where you give me your email address in exchange for something that I wrote. I have other ones, and I think I would rather have another one because everybody's talking about diet. And that's not all of what I do. When you come to my website, I don't want you to think I'm just about diet because I am about the whole person. I care passionately about every single part of you, not just this green one. It's just one piece. And if you were just all that and you didn't have, any of these others, you wouldn't be healthy. So that's what I do with my clients. We look at the whole picture and the whole person. I like to think of an orchestra. It's so many different instruments, and each one has a unique voice. Each one contributes to the overall sound. If the percussion is missing, the sound's not going to be right. You just can't have that same full, beautiful, move you to tears experience if one of the instruments is not there. They all have to be there. Or even worse is if you're at a concert and somebody plays a wrong note, you're listening to the whole thing. You're hearing all of the instruments together. It's making a beautiful symphonic, harmonious sound, and somebody plays a wrong note. You notice that right away, and you try not to look at them because they feel bad. So that's like your health. Everything comes together, and it's a whole harmonious symphony of you and your health. And then when there's one thing out of place, it sets the whole thing off. So I want you to get back into that symphony. What did you? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I try to care. I mean, I don't try. I just do it. Every single night I pray with my boys every single night that I put them to bed. Like tonight, I did not put them to bed. John put them to bed because I was getting ready to talk to you. But when I pray with my boys, I pray that I thank God for making them who they are and for giving them their unique gifts, talents, and abilities. And then I ask God to help them use those gifts, talents, and abilities to honor God and to serve others. And I really feel like that's one of my gifts and abilities, is that I really care. And I have that ability to see past the surface. I do see deep, and that makes me care more. And it also makes me so that I don't really care very much about some stuff. Like, I don't care if you gained a bunch of weight. That's not who you are. You're not the label. One of my friends on Facebook, she recently, she posted a picture because she went outside in her bathrobe or towel and she threw her scale on the ground and she shattered it. It was in glass scale. She's not the number on the scale. That number does not define who she is. And I know that's hard because we've grown up with the media and these images of how we should be, but you're not just a number. And yeah, So I don't see a number. I see you. I see the whole you. And that's what I have for you today. I just have that I care about the whole you. And if there's anything that I can help you with as far as, figuring out, is one of these weaker than the other, um, let me know because I would love to help. And a couple announcements. I have poll week coming up in the whole health community. Everybody loves to vote and give your opinion. So starting on Monday, there's going to be a poll question every day. Check in or put the whole health community like as a favorite in Facebook. You know how you can say see first. Do that because right now we're not a super, super talkative community. You're more than welcome to chatter in there. Talk amongst yourselves, start threads, support each other. That's what I have as a vision for this community. But for now, it's not very talkative. So if you say see first, you're not going to be flooded with everything. So we're going to have a poll week every single day. You'll get to vote on something. And then also I need ideas of what you want to know about on the blog and in these live streams, because I come to you every week and I want to talk about what you want to know. So, yeah, it's kind of a short live stream today, probably because I was teaching 13 preschoolers. But I have my notes all ready for tomorrow. I've got our schedule. I tweak it every day because that's another thing that's about me. I was messaging one of my, like the co-leader, and I told her that I think one of my life mottos is prepared to be flexible. That's totally me. I'm always prepared to be flexible. Like, I have a schedule for the day for my preschoolers. It's right behind that plant. But I'm prepared to tweak it at any time. Same thing goes with my clients. I have a schedule of what they're going to do for each of the visits. We have about 7 visits in our 12 weeks together, our 3 months. And I have a rough schedule. But if something's going on, and one of my clients right now, she's having tons and tons of stress. So we're going to focus on that more than something that she has mostly under control, right? So always prepared, but prepared to be flexible because everybody matters and we need to meet people right where they are and do what's best for them at that moment. So I will see you next Tuesday. And yeah, join the whole health community, take part in the polls, and in the comments below the live stream, tell me what else you want to hear about. Or if there's something that I've talked about before and you want me to talk about it again, because nobody goes back and listens to the old live streams, or very few people. Yeah, let me know and I will do another one. And yeah, I want to give you what you need to hear. So I will see you next Tuesday. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day.